Right, we're back again. Here we are with the Leo pump. Having a break from the air compressor at the minute because, I don't know, I'm not getting a little bit bored of it, but fancy a bit of a change, and I'm waiting around for an engine and all sorts to drive it with, so we'll just wait for that for now. But yeah, I've had this Leo pump for quite a number of years now, and I've rallied it maybe 2 years. And the pump's fine. I sorted the pump out because it was only pumping on one side for quite a while. It was just the rubber cups that needed, I'm not too sure what they're called, but more or less the valves in it were sticking, so I sorted them out and it was all good. Gland packing's been done a few times, so that works quite well now, so there's hardly any leaks. But the major problem was a really rumbly bearing on the pulley wheel side. As you can see, the shaft has been taken out. It's a shaft that runs all the way through. I'll just put it there so you can have a look in there. Shaft that runs all the way through. That's this thing here. Looks a little bit gnarled up. I'm going to try and get away with not having to make another one. I don't think it needs another one. It's not like it's going to snap in half. That gnarled up bit there is from where there is a... You can see that bolt there, that tightens down onto a hole which was probably drilled when it was made. It's probably similar to that sort of hole, and it's been loosened, and then it's come loose, so it's really scratched it up. It's not focusing very well, but you can kind of see it. And then it's probably wound all the way out, and nothing's been happening with the pump. So then it's been tightened back up again, but it's been tightened back up in the wrong place, so it's left 2 marks like that. I never had it out when I did it up because I didn't have time or the ability to change the bearings because they were horrible to get out, so I never bothered. But anyway, it's come around to it that I'm going to do it now, so here we are. I'll go and dig out the new bearings for it and show you the old bearings, and I think we'll go from there. Right, quick preview on the bearings. Here to the left, these are the old bearings. This one was, I'm not too sure what this side is called, the opposite side to the pulley bearing. I've just dropped it on the floor, we'll just ignore that. That one wasn't worn, but it was starting to rumble, so that wasn't bad. This one, I can't really demonstrate how it was rumbling because as I was taking it apart, there was that much slack in the race, or the, I'm not too sure what this is called, the external race or something, the outside of the bearing, anyway, you know what I mean, you can see it, has worn that much when I put a slide hammer to hook in behind it. It's the same on the other side where it came from, to hook behind it and pull it out, because there was only a tiny little gap, so I had to use that. It just destroyed all the bearing, pulling it out, dropping all the ball bearings on the floor. So whatever, we just saved that bit so I knew what it was. At first I wasn't going to bother, and I was just going to cut it out, but I thought I might as well try and get it out as good practice without having to cut it, just so I don't damage the casing. But here we are with our 2 new bearings, £2.50 a piece. I thought it was alright deal, brand new. I was going to try and get some sealed bearings, see if they'd be better, since there's a lack of oil that reaches up there, because there is no, internally, it's not very good, you can't see very well, but there's no real way the oil can get up to them apart from just flowing down the shaft off the lobe, or I mean off the eccentric, similar thing. So but yeah, I couldn't find them, so I had to have these, brand new, same size and everything, just a different make of course. But yeah, we'll get set up to knocking them in, and I might actually clean the case out again. It has been washed down and sprayed down with a bit of paraffin, but I think it's started to rust up, so we'll deal with that first. Right, with the bottom there where the rust has just started to form cleared out because I left it open for the week whilst I was away. I'll clean that all out now, so there's a little bit of residue of white spirit and a bit of paraffin, but I think that'll be fine. Anyway, most of it's got rid of. It's only a water pump. Nothing really important or anything to wear it out dramatically inside. The Not sure if I can show it, but that surface in there looks alright. It's not very scored. By the looks, it's just cast iron running on cast iron, so it's alright. There's not too much wear in it. It's always had oil in it, so it should be alright. So anyway, we'll get these bearings tapped in, and I will probably make a quick snapshot of it with the bearings just tapped in. Alright. Right. Get it pressed in now. Well, slightly pressed in. Just use that aluminium alloy sort of pulley. I'm not too sure what it's made of, but it is an aluminium based sort of thing, and this bit of aluminium rod. I know it's not the correct way to do it. I'm guessing everyone will just say, oh, you need a press and all that sort of stuff, but it's what I've got. As long as I only tap around the external race of the bearing, I shouldn't damage it. It's the best way I can do it, and it should work fine. But yeah, we'll get it all tapped in, get it tapped home, and I'll show you where I got it all in. Right, got the bearing in nearly all the way. Just to tap it home, I've used the, I'm not too sure what you'd call it, the pin, the crankshaft, that sort of, whatever it is, just to knock it home with the end on. Quite a good idea really, I thought. Not really putting too much stress on the right, it's just to get it home, and works quite well. So all I'm going to do now is repeat the process on the other hole, which is through there, and then we'll put the pin in and get it all back together. Right, shaft's partly tapped through now, just lining up that that locking hole thing with the bolt on the inside. It's not focusing very well. It's as light as I can get it inside of the camera, but you can kind of see inside there. There's the hexagon nut, and then we're nearly through. I was just going to make a quick video whilst I was doing that, and just showing how I'm lining it all up, just making sure that it's going to locate properly and lock into the shaft. So I'll get it to go through, and then I'll put the caps or the collars on both sides, and then we'll look about putting the pulley wheel on and resecuring the keyway. Right, here we are, it's all back together now, or well, just assembled for now. I've put the collar on, shaft's all the way through, it's on both the locating holes, so it's not actually on the shaft, so it's where it should be. I'm talking about like the grub screws and the screw on the clamp that clamps the eccentric onto the shaft. Put the crankcase door on now, put a new gasket sealer on it. I would have been better off using a gasket, but the thing is, the casting is appalling. Not on the casing itself, but on the cover. The cover is just a raw casting that's been kind of ground slightly with an angle grinder by the looks. Could have done with milling it and putting a new face on it, but I haven't really got time for that. Maybe in a later date, but we might do that in the future if it starts peeing everywhere. So a bit of gasket maker will do for now. It won't leak, I know that, because it's gasket maker and it's great stuff. For now I've just put on the pulley and put the key in. It really needs refiling, so I'm going to take that off and show you a little bit of that, so that the key fits a bit better, because in the past the key kept coming out, and as you can imagine on a grassy rally field, that's not the best thing in the world. Also I need to make the base again. As you can see, this was just me when I was however old I was, 12, 13 when I made this, and I think it's just the old kitchen worktop and 2 bits of 2x4, so we'll get that all sorted. And as well, I'm going to repipe it with some black iron pipe. Yeah, well, black iron pipe I think it's called. You'll know what I mean when you see the stuff. So yeah, I'll file that gib key now, and we'll probably leave it at that for this video. Right, the pump's all done for today really now. I'm going to leave it like this as it is. The key still needs doing, so I'm going to make that in a separate video, and I'll also make a separate video on me
plumbing it all up and getting it all working again. In the plumbing video I'll probably mention how I'm going to make a new base or what I'm going to do with it, and we'll probably go from there. But anyway, I hope you like this video, and thanks for watching.